What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XPR network today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. Here we are, looking at the price. We're at about 2 zeros, 4-1. There's a reason why yesterday I was saying let's not get too excited. What was the title of that video, by the way? Pump the brakes. We need confirmation. We need confirmation in capital letters, and that came in the form of a daily close that took us above this range, which we did not get. Right. This is why confirmation is crucial. It's nice. It's nice to have a pump. It's good to get excited and everything, but if it comes back down by the end of the day, it really doesn't matter at all. Right. All those emotions were all for naught. Here we are, back where we started, basically a whole 48 hours ago. By the way, happy daylight savings time, everybody. I do expect that XPR probably goes lower. My thoughts on that come from Bitcoin probably going lower, although I did call for it to go up a little bit from here. I did not call for it to go down here. Let's be very, very clear. I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying I just made a video. I literally just made a video on it talking about how I would expect Bitcoin to move back up probably around 84.3K to 83.2K, so somewhere in this zone, kind of up for the day and then down for the day. Maybe we close today green, maybe we close it red, but inevitably I do expect Bitcoin to move down to $74,500, $72,200, maybe even down to 69K. And if we drop from here, you guys, if we drop down to the minimum target, which would be I think 74.5K, that's about a 9% drop. If Bitcoin drops 9%, I would assume XPR also would drop 9% or more. And something like that would take you to 0.0037. And if you drop more than that, let's say you double that, because that used to be the good rule of thumb, the good kind of generality to go to for cryptos. If Bitcoin drops 1%, the average altcoin drops 2%, right? So you like double it. Maybe you drop 18%, maybe you drop more than that. But what my assumption would be is that you likely find support somewhere, XPR, somewhere. You're likely going to find support somewhere. All right, take it easy. Now, it's somewhere between this low daily close right here at about 0.00364 to perhaps something that's at about 0.00318. I don't anticipate that you get below 0.00318, but you could. It's possible. I don't anticipate that personally. Something lower than this low, in other words, but not, and I should say lower than this daily close, but not lower than this daily close. That's what I'm expecting. So a little bit lower to go. Daily RSI looking like it is geared to go to the oversold zone. Oftentimes when you get overbought and you start to see some sustained reads below the 50, you do get to the oversold zone. So that's what we're looking for. Now, does that mean that you have to be deep in the oversold zone? No. I mean, maybe, but it doesn't even have to get into the oversold zone. You could bounce right around it, but something lower from here, which would equate for a move that's of this kind of magnitude, between another 10% down or 23% down. Something like that is coming your way. So good news for the XPR people. If you've bought over the past week or so, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but you might be in a good area to sell and wait to get back in at a lower price. Try again, right? If you're doing short-term positions, if you're investing, if this is something that's a long-term position, it's probably best you don't touch it. You just let it sit. Even if it goes down, you just let it sit. You add more to it. But if you're looking for a short-term trade, I would assume that you're going to have some opportunities here over the coming days, probably over the coming days. I wouldn't be surprised at all if by the end of this week we did close higher than lower. Right here, right now, we're down about 1.5%. It wouldn't surprise me at all if this week closed green. But first, you have some lower prices to go to. This kind of final onslaught to the downside across the whole markets. People are weak in the knees. People are scared. People are doubtful, and even are starting to embrace that the bear market has begun. And it's been a rumor. It's been something that people have been fearful of mentioning, whatever. But it hasn't been something that at least that I've seen as large of a basis as I've seen over the last 24 hours. I've seen a lot of big accounts in crypto. Big accounts doesn't mean they know anything, right? And it doesn't mean that they haven't been here for that long if they think that this is a bear market for Bitcoin or for crypto yet. Bitcoin is very accustomed to seeing drops that are of the magnitude of like 30% or lower every single bull cycle. So this is just a walk in the park. It's very trying right now because it's been such a long, drawn out process alongside with all these bullish news narratives that keep coming out. But you guys, Bitcoin's more bullish now than it ever was. I had someone telling me we're clearly in a bearish pattern. This is the most bearish look that it's ever had, and you still think we're in a bull market. You're just delusional at this point. It's like, you're tell me that this is your first bull market without telling me it's your first bull market, man. Like literally, this is not bearish. This is the most tame drop that we've seen in like any bull market so far. I mean, maybe not the most tame drop of this bull market, to be completely fair. We did have some 20% drops going back to these times here, but it's nothing. It's really nothing compared to what we've seen historically speaking, right? If you've been in any bull market at all, you've been through this exact process before. You've been through the process where people are shrouded in doubt, where people are shrouded in fear, and it just keeps escalating and escalates, and it gets to this point where we're at the most fearful points of the whole bull market. And yet we're at the highest lows that we've been at in this whole bull market. It doesn't make sense, right? Bear markets are shrouded in doubt of a bear market beginning. And just because I'm doubting that the bear market began does not mean that the market is shrouded in doubts that the bear market began, right? Most people, right, it feels to me at least, and it's certainly by this indicator here, by this metric here, it seems that most people are under the impression that the crypto bull market is over. And that's oftentimes when it is time to get that next leg up. I would say from a time perspective, we're very close, you guys, to ripping to the upside and seeing progression higher across the board. But from a price perspective, we might have on average, a 10 to 20%, maybe even a 30 to 40% drop for the average crypto over the coming days. It's going to be swift. It's going to be a very fast flash crash. If you're watching it like a hawk every second, it's going to make you very emotional. But if you go to bed, if it happens while you're sleeping, you won't even notice it, man. It's going to go down. It's going to come back up. It'll look like a little carrot or like a snowman's nose. I don't know. You're looking at the snowman from a bird's eye view. I don't know. That's exactly what it looks like. Clearly, maybe a V. That's the only other thing it could be. A V, a carrot, snowman nose. It couldn't be anything else. But likely we do go a little bit lower, just in anticipation of Bitcoin also going below these lows here. That's my thoughts. XPR is one of those coins that can do its own thing if it wants to. It really can, but I would still just throw it in with the rest of them. I think that it is going to go lower when it comes time. When it comes time for you to move higher, the targets haven't changed, you guys. The targets really haven't changed. You're going to move up in a very, very short amount of time. By the end of this month, you'll be worth 1.1 cents, 2 cents, something like that. By the end of this move, going into the end of April and even into May, you're going to be worth about, I would think, anything from about 2.8 to 3.3 cents, maybe even about 4.5 cents. I don't know if we reach 5 cents, but it is completely possible. You know, moments like this can definitely be a good moment to load up. And if there's a lot of interest in this thing and it gets, the supply gets bought up, then we could see a very rapid move that does take us up to prices above 5 cents. But I think that will come in time. Truthfully, I'm expecting that this next move ends at 2.8 cents to 3.3 cents, something like that. And we have a little bit lower to go. So if anything, that's just a better buying opportunity. In time, I do believe that XPR will see new all-time highs. From a high to a low, by the end of the cycle, we're looking for prices that are anywhere from 80 cents to potentially, I think it was $6, wasn't it? Wasn't it like $6, $5? 267 to 447 is a nice area that you probably do stop at. You know, 100x from here would be, oh, no. It's probably not even 447. I'm remembering, I'm getting it crossed with a different crypto. I think 267 is the maximum that you achieve, isn't it? Yes, I think that's what it is. Let me see. Hold on. Let me look up XPR. I got to remember. $110 million now. A 100x would put you at $11 billion, right? 100x puts you at $11 billion. So that's 11 there. If you were to do 1,000x, it puts you at 100 billion. That's just not possible, right? You're not going to see something like that. I think, yeah, I stand by it. As crazy as it is, 670x, 660 something x, $2.67 could be where you stop. But I think something between, more appropriately, I think I've done this before. I think I did this on the last one exactly just like this, actually. It was something around 80 cents to $2.67. That's what I think. Probably closer to $1. I bet that $1 is going to provide nice psychological areas of support, resistance, whatever. Maybe I shouldn't say support. Attraction. It's going to be a nice area to attract to. If you do hit $1, you might stop right at it. Just below it is the most likely outcome, which would provide a 200 and something x from here. If you do go through it, you'll probably see a little bit of a move through it, something that could result in an overall 300x or more. I accept that 267 could be your end of cycle target. I wouldn't count on it, but I do accept it as a possibility. I'm just not expecting it to happen, okay? Much past that, it gets harder to see, but certainly I do think XPR, being here worth less than a half cent, you have very serious potential left in you, and I don't think the bull market's over for you at all. My lowest expectation would be 80 cents, and that's what I'll leave you with. Probably going a little bit lower. Again, those targets to go lower, are, let's see. Let's look at some fibs here. It's going to be, right, that's what it was. Yeah. From this low close here to this low close there. We're looking for something around 0.00364 to 0.00318. Something in that area. That's all I got for you guys. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Your time will come. Patience, my friends. Patience, man. It is. There's a couple things that are forged in fire, you know. Sometimes it's heavy metals. It's very sturdy materials, right? Swords, shields, helmets, whatever. Really durable materials can be forged in fire. I don't know. Steel beams. Also, ash can be forged in fire. It's up to you to decide what you're going to be. I'm going to come up with my own term here. Are you going to be ash hands down here, or are you going to be steel beam hands? I don't know if that sounds as cool as I might have thought it was in my head, but the point remains the same. There are durable materials forged in fire, and the other thing that's forged in fire is very soft ash that just is non-existent, obliterated material. What are you going to be, right? What are you going to be whenever it comes to this? Whenever it comes to being put in the fire, when you come out of it, you're either going to be involved and you're going to have a very solid hold on this, or you're going to paper hands fold and then just like dust in the wind be completely irrelevant once the price moves up. Hopefully you make the right decisions. None of this is financial advice. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take it easy. Bye-bye.